Abiyanawa,
Abiyanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Haya,
Haya,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Malakwafka,
Malakwaka,
Taba'a,
Taba'a,
Batazawanka,
Artazawanka,
Haya,
Haya,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Barataza,
Barataza,
Ka,
Ka,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Lakam, Bashamayim, Latandanawa,
Latamanawa,
Lakam,
Lakam,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Za,
Za,
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Ka Wafnawa,
Kabawaknawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Ka Wafyanawa,
Kabawakinawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Abiyanawa,
Abiyanawa,
O,
O,
Masai one,
Messiah one,
Abo,
Abo,
Awashainawa,
Awashanawa,
Marai,
Marai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Wa'ala,
Wa'ala,
Wataparat,
Wataparat,
Waiwalam,
Waiwalam,
Amun.
Amen. Matthew 6 and 9. After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen. Ashra Matawaf, the Ten Commandments. La'a,
La'a,
Yahaya,
Yahaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alkaryim,
Aksarim,
Alpunya,
Alkiya,
La'a,
La'a,
Daisha,
Taisha,
Laka,
Laka,
Koso,
Paso,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Laibudam,
Laibadam,
La'a,
La'a,
Tarakaka,
Talakwaka,
Shamwa,
Shamwa,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Lahayika,
Lahayaka,
Ashua,
Duwa,
Zakar,
Zakar,
Ayuwam,
Awam,
Ayuwam,
Ayawam,
Ashabaf,
Ashabah,
Lakodashwa,
Akudashwa,
Kabad,
Kabad,
Abiyaka,
Abiyaka,
Wa Amaka,
Wa Amrika,
La'a,
La'a,
Taratazak,
Ratizat,
La'a,
La'a,
Tana'ap,
Tan'a,
La'a,
La'a,
Taganab,
Tagana,
La'a,
La'a,
Ta'aina,
Taina,
Shukur,
Shukur,
La'a,
La'a,
Takamad,
Takama,
Ko,
Ko,
Ashura,
Ashura,
La'aika,
La'aika,
Amun.
Amen. Exodus 20 and 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor. Amen.
Amen. Yeshua, please be seated. Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Asherah, Nathanawa, Pa Yagapan to Araman, Laihau, Ba'ashem Yahushai, At Yasha'ala. English translation. Bless our Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, that give to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua with Israel. I madwa upon you are Jerusalem, sending face Jerusalem. Repeat the Hebrew only. Barakatah Yahweh, Agado, Rakarum, Abiyo, Manawa'a, Aliwan, Malak, Shaw, Shemayim, Barataza, Wako, the volume, Kayam, Wagum, Amashiach, Mayahawa, Adawan Nawa, Ahab Nawa, Apala, Ya'aitaza, Yahushai, Zakar Nawa, Yahweh, Barataza 1, Aimka, Yasha'ala, Aizonawa, Bana, Wasap, Yasha'ala, O, Nanawa, Yum Yun, Aita, Kayawamium, Akudam, Babakushai, Shalat, Micah Allah, Watazawadak, Alahayim, La, Maganawa, Wapanawa, Washamor, Alnawa, Baikor, Shalat, Awaka, Shaw, Yahushai, Nawa, Alamadnawa, Rabium, Kakama, Tabawana, Wala Aif, Shaw, the Barka, Bahasham, Yahushai, the Water, Tamyad, Ayulam, Amen. English translation: Blessed are you, Yahweh, the great, merciful, mighty, terrible, most high power, King of heaven and earth, and all things living, and also the anointed from Yahweh, our Lord, our friend, the wonderful counselor Yahushua. Remember us, Yahweh, favorably, your people Israel. Help us build and gather Israel. Most high, we beg you, right now, like the days of old. Please send Michael and the righteous powers and angels to watch over, and the righteous powers. Send Michael and the righteous powers to protect us, heal us, and watch over us. Mainly send the Spirit of Yahushua to us, to teach us much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of thy word. In the name of Yahushua, always and forever. Thank you, so be it. Repeat the Hebrew only. Blessed are Yahweh in the name of Yahushua that gives to us the law. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ashura.
Ashura.
Atananawa.
Ataorat.
Blessed are Yahweh in the name of Yahushua that gives to us the light to see. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ashura.
Ashura.
Atananawa.
Awo. La'orat.
Blessed are Yahweh in the name of Yahushua that gives to us the realms on to call the people. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Ashura.
Ashura.
Atananawa.
Koran.
Ayo. Lakora. Ka'ain. All right, Yeshua, please be seated. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Welcome to the new moon service. I mean, that's fine. All right, welcome to the new moon service. You could put the chair behind, so we keep it open. All right, so welcome to the new moon service, as well as the Sabbath. It just so happened that the new moon falls on the Sabbath also, so we have a double feast in the same day. So as we know, the Sabbath day, we're supposed to observe it without cooking. But the new moon, which is a day of celebration, we can cook. Because when you have a feast, what's a feast without food, without drinking? Right? So that's why we have food, but after the service, we can partake and enjoy the feast with understanding. All right, so we have the feast day, the new moon, which is the Sabbath day. So now we're gonna go over some scriptures. And by the way, before I begin, anyone have question on the new moon? What is it about? Malak, do you know what the new moon is about? Give us, your understanding of the new moon. What's the new moon? When you know you were coming here for the new moon, what is this about?
You celebrate the cycle of the moon. Like, it's basically just like,
Speak loud so people can hear you. Anybody?
you're celebrating the cycle of the moon.
Take your time. Take your time. It's not a trick question. Just tell me what you know. Everything you know about the new moon. Just tell me.
Talk loud.
Please speak up.
Stand up.
You're celebrating the cycle of the moon, the week moon.
We celebrate the cycle of the moon, right? Because the reason why I ask you is because you want to know exactly what we do here. Because if you don't know what we do, especially the feast days, you're going to be confused. And it wouldn't make sense that every time you come in, if your friend asks you, where you going? And you say, I'm going to the new moon, you should be able to tell them what the new moon is about. Just as anything that you're familiar with, like a game show or whatever. So the new moon should be the same thing. You should be able to explain it. Now, give it another shot again. What is the new moon? I'm not putting you on the spot. I just want to see if you really understand what the new moon is. It's the new moon, right? So what is it about? Huh? Yeah, you're right. The Most High wants us to celebrate it. That's true. That's it? Okay. All right, that's fine. All right. Thank you. And Brother Patak.
Yeah, the new moon, the symbolization when we was in captivity. It gives a symbol of how we supposed to be respond to the new moon and that mean what it means to us.
Okay. You said when you were in captivity, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gathering information so I know exactly where to go. Yes.
New moon denotes the beginning of a new month.
That's correct. Okay. What else?
That's all to it. We're
Okay.
supposed to celebrate it because God told us to. Yeah, God tells us to celebrate the new moon. It's just the beginning of a new month.
Yeah, it's that simple. Right? It's the new moon. It's the beginning of a new month, and the Most High said we have to come celebrate it. Malak, you got part of it, right? The Most High wants us to come and celebrate it. But the key is, what you got to remember is it's symbolized a new month.
Okay,
It symbolizes a new month, meaning a new month just started.
okay,
Okay, that's what it meant.
okay.
Okay, it's not a, captivity, but captivity, we want to keep it simple.
Mhm.
If somebody asks you, hey, you go, what is this you're going to tonight? Say, I'm going to the new moon. What is the new moon? It symbolizes the beginning of a new month based on the lunar calendar.
On what calendar?
The lunar calendar,
On the lunar calendar.
right? And the Most High created, the Most High, you get it, you get it, right? So next time there's a new moon, I'm gonna see if you remember again. So before you come to the new moon, make sure you remember why you coming to the new moon and what is the new moon. So it's the beginning of a new month. Okay. So according to the Gregorian calendar, today would be the 23rd of June, right? So now how does that play out? Is the 23rd of June supposedly, the sixth month, but now we're celebrating the new month. So it could be confusing to people in the world who don't understand.
Right.
That's why we have to tell them it's based on the lunar calendar.
On the lunar calendar.
Right.
That'll give us 3 months, right?
Right. It's not on the solar calendar. It's based off the lunar calendar.
Lunar calendar.
So 12 new moons is 1 year.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. So let's go to numbers. Now, when we come to the new moon service, what it used to be like when we started to celebrate that as Israelite. How we used to celebrate it and the type of ceremony that used to take place when we come in the new moon. Right? So now a question I have for you, Malak. Is the moon still here? Back then the moon was there. They used to celebrate the new moon. Is today the moon still here?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So if the moon was there back then and it's still here today, it makes sense that we continue to follow this law, right? Because the moon is still here. And it always symbolizes a new month from back then even up until now. Right? So that's why we're supposed to celebrate it forever, right? Because the moon is still here. Right? Because the moon follows the cycle year in and year out, month in and month out. As long as we here on this planet, as Israelites, we're supposed to celebrate the new moon. As opposed to when we hear people say we're not supposed to celebrate those feast days anymore. Right? So the question we should ask them, is the moon still here? Yes, the moon's still here. So if the moon's still here, if it symbolizes a new month, right? So we should keep or celebrate the new month that's coming in as it was instituted back then. But back then, there used to be other things involved, right, with keeping the new moon. Let's go to Numbers, the 28th chapter and the 11th verse. So now we're going to get some information on how the new moon used to be kept, what we used to do when we come to celebrate the new moon back then. That is different. Yeah, that is different from now. Numbers, the 28th chapter. So if you go to school, Malak, you see that they have another calendar that they keep. It's like they following another calendar, which is the solar calendar, right? But us as Israelites, we're supposed to follow the lunar calendar, the lunar calendar, because that's how we able to keep the feast days that the Most High said we have to keep in the Bible. Make sense? Numbers 28 and 1. Numbers 28 and 11. And Brother Gabak, if you can read that for us, Babu Kusha. It's Numbers 28 and 11.
Everybody said come when they got it.
Go on. Yes, chapter 28 in verse 11. All right, everybody got it? You can go ahead. Go on.
All right, Numbers 28 and 11. And in the beginnings of your months, ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord. 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot.
All right, so now imagine we back in the day. That's how we used to start keeping the new moon. We come in the new moon. When we come in, preparation is done. And that the way the preparation was done is we have to bring in. Say that again. What we have to bring in?
2 young bullocks.
2 young bullocks, right? 2 young bullocks. Do you know what a bullock is? You know what a bullock?
You got the word bull in it, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. Patak, do you know what the bullock is? Can you explain to them? Abu Shah?
Gabal's on the right track. A bullock is just a young bull.
Okay, it's a young bull. So you got to bring 2. Back then they used to bring 2. So let's say we were back then, and today was the new moon. Back then, they would bring in 2 bullocks or 2 bull. Mm-hmm. If they're gonna be dead already, so we're gonna see what they're gonna do with them. Good question. Good question. Good question. If they bring him dead or alive, that's a good question. It says, in the beginning of your month, you shall offer a burnt offering. Right. So now, read it again.
And in the beginnings of your months, you shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
2 young bullocks.
So now, to answer your question, Malak, if you're gonna burn them, right? They have to bring them. They already dead, right? You bring them, they already dead. Prepare, right? They kill them according to how they used to kill bulls back then to prepare to eat. But in this case, those 2 bullocks that they bringing in, they were gonna burn it as a sacrifice to the Lord. Read on. So those 2 young bullocks, they came in, they pre-killed them, right? According to how they kill animals back then. and then they bring him so that they can do the burnt offering. Right, read on.
And one ram.
And one ram. So now, do you know what a ram is? What a ram is? Okay. It's part of the same family. Okay, so
It was
you
in the bull family.
right.
And the bull was in the cow family.
The bull, you could say
The
that.
bull was the male cow, right?
Right.
What'd you say, right?
It's a milk sheep.
What, a ram?
Right.
What's a male sheep?
So I mean, they have horns, and the horns is shaped different, right?
Then what?
The ram,
The ram horn is shaped different than, well,
then the goat,
because one is male, one female.
no,
Oh,
it's just the way it's designed. It's the designing of it.
I'm saying a ram and a goat is two different things.
It's two different, yeah, two different, right? Okay. So now 2 rams, right? It's 2 young bullock, and how many rams?
One.
1 ram. And what else?
7 lambs of the first year without spot.
7 lambs of the first year without spot. So they have to be at least 1 year old. And what does it mean without spot? Huh? It gotta be pure.
Pure and clean.
It gotta be pure and clean. Okay. What else?
You can't have any ill favoredness, meaning you can't have missing eyes or legs or like some kind of damage or some kind of growth.
Right. So we got to make sure we put the distinction. So if you say pure, how do we know pure what pure is? We have to have be more specific. You see, the key is be a little specific when you explain it to somebody, right? At least they know you know what you're talking about.
Right.
It's like you're not following or doing something blind, right? You say, okay, without spot means it can be a missing eye, it can be missing a leg, right? It can be an animal that has damage, that has some damage done to it, or has been sick.
Gotta be clean.
Gotta be clean, but it can't be sick,
Right.
right?
That's what
Yes.
you say that to be clean. What do you mean?
Well, what I meant by clean, I mean, no damage on them, nothing like that. That's my separation from being clean. Can't be damaged, or none of that.
Right. So when you say it can be clean, that's different, because clean means you wash it, right? Just when we the significance of being clean mean wash,
Okay.
right? As opposed to spot, without spot. Without spot mean without any damage, any missing eye, any missing ear, or any missing leg, or any missing toe.
So that's what you mean by spot.
By spot, yeah. Without blemish, right?
Right.
So that clean thing, say that again? Can be injured. Right? Can be injured. Right? So that's what it means. So,
And also when you say clean, you're also talking about the animal itself. As far as if it's an unclean animal versus a clean animal.
The same here.
You even got to make that clear too, as far as you're talking about unclean, as far as cloven hooves, chew the cud,
Okay.
along with like I'm brought out clean as far as you wash it.
Okay.
good. So you have to make the distinction. That's a good point you bring out. Because when we're speaking about clean,
You wash it.
no, depending on the context of what you referring to.
If we're talking about animals that we're supposed to eat, right? We know that it has to be clean animals because it's specified what kind of animal are clean, right? The Most High would not tell us to bring a pork or a pig, right? Because that's an unclean animal, right? In that sense, okay? All right, so we got to be specific and clear so that people know what we're talking about. All right, so that's good.
Clean is what?
Clean, it's all depend on the context that we're talking. If we're talking about clean animal, we're talking about animal that are clean to eat. Clean in terms of the dietary law.
The ram and the bullock.
That's correct. The ram and the bullocks are clean animals that the Most High required that we bring in to offer a sacrifice. So now we're talking about back then when we were observing the new moon. So imagine that you back then into like tonight, you come in and observing the new moon service. Now what happened is we have to bring these animals so you can do the sacrifice for the Most High, right? So we're gonna see what transpired from back then to now. All right, why we're not having sacrifices being done right now, being that we're in the new moon, and that's what used to be done back then. Okay, and that's it on 11. And also the lamb must be, it's 7 lamb, and they must be without blemish, without spot, and what else? Without blemish, without spot, and what else? The lamb. They must be without blemish, without spot, and what else?
Of the first year.
Of the first year. So which means no veil. Right? Of the first year. It has to be mature.
1 year old, at least 1 year old.
At least 1 year. All right. So if you go to the supermarket and they say they have veal and it's lamb, you know that it's not observing the scriptures. It has to be at least 1 year old.
1 year old.
All right. So that's the specifics that the Most High require when it comes to the animals.
Khan, you can link up Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 1.
Numbers.
Deuteronomy 17 and verse 1.
17 and verse 1.
That law deals with the condition that the animal must be in when you offer it. I can read it.
Done.
Deuteronomy 17 and 1. Thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord thy God any bullock or sheep wherein is blemish or any evil favoredness, for that is an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Okay. So now, another state in Numbers. Khan Gabar, can you read verse 12, Abu Kusha?
Numbers, verse 12.
Numbers 28, verse 12.
Right. Numbers 28, verse 12. And 3/10 deals of flour for a meat offering.
So accompany with the offering of the animals, we must offer of grain also accompany with the burnt offering. Right? So it has to be 10th deal of flour for a meat offering. Why it says a meat offering here? Do you know, Malak? Why it says a meat offering? Yeah. Okay. Gabar, you know why I say that?
don't know, it just looks like flour. That's the flour that you fry chicken in. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know.
But that, all right, for the sake of time, Nabia, put down, go ahead and break it down for.
Con. The meat offering is flour. The name probably throws a lot of folks off because it had meat in it. But when you read it, it was offering of flour and oil mingled together that went with the animal that you were offering. Leviticus, the 2nd chapter, goes into different ways you can prepare the meat offering.
Okay. All right, Wada.
First verse.
Leviticus. All right, yeah.
So this is Leviticus 2:1. It says, and when any will offer a meat offering unto Yahweh, his offering shall be of fine flour, and he shall pour oil upon it and put frankincense thereon.
All right, so it has to be fine flour, 100%, right? 100% without any cut, right? You know, uncut, right? So 100% pure flour. All right, and
Yeah, I'm saying this is why we need the millstone, right?
mm-hmm.
If we had a millstone, we would use, they still have them today, even though they have machinery, but a wheel on top of a wheel oftentimes we will roll around a circle and crush the wheat into flour. So you see different references to the millstone in scriptures. They'll talk about something else, but it'll make more sense if you actually see the millstone and how it works.
So what, so they fried it or what? How did they cook it up? They just put it in the fire.
Leviticus, I think you should read down, it goes into that, what they did with it. And here it just goes into how they made it. And you should read on, it says what they did with it.
You know, it was eating good.
All right, so that was verse 12, right? Now read on.
Leviticus 28:13. And a several tenth dill of flour mingled with oil for a meat offering unto one lamb, for a burnt offering of a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord.
All right, so it was specific, right? It was specific. It says a several tenth flour mingled with oil for a meat offering unto one lamb. So how many lamb was there? 7 lamb. So unto one lamb. So the specification was each one has to go the same way that you do the first one, you do the second one, you do the third one, right? And so on. Right? So everything has to match exactly, you know, how you did the first one. Verse 14.
And their drink offerings shall be half a hin of wine unto a bullock, and the third part of a hin unto a ram, and a fourth part of a hin unto a lamb. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the months of the year.
So now it's supposed to be every what?
Every month.
Throughout the month of the year. Why is that every month throughout the end of the year?
Why is it?
Yeah.
Because he said celebrate. Go ahead. You want to ask?
Right, Patak. Let Patak take a shot at it.
Celebration
Uh-huh.
for that month, every month.
Okay. All right. You got it. Because there's how many months in a year? 12. So 12 new moons, so we're gonna do it 12 times throughout the year. So now read on. So we're gonna see a change of plan.
28 and 15 of Numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And one kid of the goats for a sin offering unto the Lord shall be offered, besides the continual burnt offering and his drink offering.
Now there's a change right here. We have to do what in 15?
Sin offering.
A sin offering. Used for the sin offering? Malak? Okay, all right. All right, so we have to offer a sin offering and we have to use a goat. Right? Besides the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. So now, we used to do a sin offering, right? Why are we not doing a sin offering today?
Because you have a shot, you pay the price for it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I shall pay the price. So no sin offering. We are not in of. That's why we are in the sack. But and also the new moon, every month the new moon. Keep to let us know that it's a sign of celebration. Go to Numbers 10 and 10. What did we do when we start the feast? Numbers 10 and 10. Because we see now, we touch on the part the new moon was marked by sacrifice, right? And also the sin offering and the sin sacrifice that we used to do with the goat, right? So now let's go to Numbers to see what else was involved in the keeping of the new moon. Question. You don't want to read it? All right, go on.
Numbers 10 and 10.
Read it a little loud so the brothers.
Numbers 10 and 10. Also in the day of your gladness and your solemn days and the beginning of your month, you shall blow with the trumpet over the burnt offering and over the sacrifice of your peace offering, that they may be to you for memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God.
All right. So now, to do besides the sacrifice, when we come in, what we do in Numbers 10 and 10. So we already touched on the sacrifice. We blow the trumpets, right? So the new moon marks the sacrifice, and also what we do, we blow the trumpet. So we blow the trumpet only on the new moon, or when else do we blow the trumpets besides the new moon? On a solemn feast, we blow the new moon. So every time we come in here, we doing a service, other than the classes, we blow the trumpet. The trumpet is an instrument that is part of what constitutes the feast that we keep to the Most High. So every time we come in our solemn feast, right, in our gladness, right, and the sacrifices, before we do it, we blow the trumpet. So we got the sacrifice, we got the trumpet, we got the sacrifice. Right now we don't have the sacrifice anymore, right? We don't have the burnt offering because we're not in our homeland, right? Because Yahweh shall pay the price for the sacrifice. Right, so is that clear? All right, good. Go on. So Numbers, that was Numbers 10 and verse 10. And what else? That's 10 and 31. Nehemiah. Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 31. And Kahanabiyah, when you get it, you can read it for us.
Does everybody have it? Fine. This is Nehemiah 10 and 31. And it reads, and if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy of them on the Sabbath, a holy day, that we would leave the 7th year in the exaction of every debt.
Okay. So now, in Nehemiah right there, 10:31, it says when people bring victuals, what is victuals? Food. Because most of the time, that's, they go to the marketplace and they sell food, which is predominantly what people used to go to the marketplace for the most part. To buy food shopping, right? Today we go to the supermarket, right? We used to go to the marketplace and then we go and buy food. And food used to be, going off the land and they harvest it and they put it in their basket or their sackcloth, and then they take it to the marketplace. And then people buy fresh fruit and vegetables and things like that. So they said if people would bring food on the Sabbath day, what we should do? Not buy it. So this let us know that there's no buying and selling in the feast days of the Most High, the new moon and the holy days. All right. So besides that, let's see what else we ought not to do on this day. Let's go to 1 Samuel 20 and 5. Actually, what we can do. 1 Samuel 20 and verse 5. So that's the thing that we should not do in the holy days, in the solemn days. Let's go to 1 Samuel. And Kahan Samak, when you get it, you can read it for us. 1 Samuel 20 and verse 5.
Right, guys?
Fine.
1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 5. And David said unto Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the field until the third day at even.
And Otak, what's going on here? In verse 5. David told Jonathan, tomorrow is the new moon. So in the new moon, what happened in the rest of the verse? Say that again. He did not want to. But what they usually do, when they come in the feast, in the new moon, they usually do. They celebrate, they eat, they have a social gathering. So the new moon feast, we're gonna, if we go line by the sacrifice, right? The sin offering, including the other offerings that we do for the Most High, right? And then we don't buy and selling, and then we have a social gathering. We eat, we celebrate. Right? So far. So if anybody tell you next time, you have, without a shadow of a doubt, you know clearly how to explain to them, right? Yeah. All right, come. So now, as with any rituals or anything that we do, sometimes we get caught in a routine. We forget why we are doing it. And that's what happened with us back then, as we were doing or keeping the new moon. We forgot what we were keeping the new moon for. We came in, we offered a sacrifice, we did everything, we blow up the trumpet. You know, we don't buy and selling, or, you know, I would assume we don't buy and selling because it said so. But what happened is we did all of that, but we didn't want to give up the sin, the inward sin that was in us. We got carried away. We didn't want to give it up. So if we're doing a sin offering, we're doing the offering to the Most High, it must be, the mindset must be there along with what we're doing. So what happened with Israel, they lost the reason why they were doing it. So now here's what the Most High said about all these things. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 13 to 14. So it's very important to not only we come in, we blow up the trumpet, right? We say the prayers. We don't buy and selling. We come in and have a feast and sit down. But most importantly, the reason why we're doing it is to make sure that we're doing it with a sincere and pure heart. Meaning, try to put away the sin, the sinful nature, so that when we come in, we present ourselves as a living sacrifice, right? Since we don't have to do the sacrifices anymore, now we have to present ourselves as the living sacrifice. The living sacrifice means we have to walk according to the law, statutes, and commandments to put away sin. All right, so Isaiah chapter 1, and I'll read this one. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 13. got it? All right. Isaiah 1, verse 13. Let me know when you have it so you can read it a lot. And read it loud so that the people can hear on the conference call.
You said chapter 1.
Yeah, chapter 1, verse 13.
All right.
Mhm.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 13. Bring no more vain oblations, incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is impossible, even the solemn meeting.
All right,
Iniquity.
iniquity. So now what happened here? Give me your understanding. What happened here?
Somebody was telling him.
Just look the verse and see what the verse say, and then translate it in your own word.
Let's see. Don't bring negativity to the new moon Sabbath.
Don't bring negativity to the new moon and the Sabbath. Right? Now, that's part of it. The negativity is what? Sin. Right? So now the negativity can be seen as sin. Now it says, bring no more vain oblation. Incense is an abomination unto me. Those are the incense we used to burn incense in the feast days, right? So that the Most High, as we read earlier in Numbers, so that the Most High can smell the sweet savor, right? So that was one thing that we used to burn the incense. As you see here, we got incense burning, right? That's part of the service. And right here it says, in the new moon, in the Sabbath. Why was the incense vain? What made the incense vain that we used to bring to the Most High? Go ahead, go back. You,
Because we were sinning?
because we were sinning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were sinning. We were sinning, but we still come to the feast. We still do the rituals, but the Most High knows our mind. He knows our heart. So therefore, he said, bring no more, don't do these things to me. Don't do the service for me anymore. Right? Because the way you present yourself with the sinful nature that's in you, that's not how I want it. That's not how I want it.
Kind of to ask the word that we're reading, do we understand? When it says vain, what's vain mean? Because I like what Kamaprat is going into. He's asking the brothers to break it down. And the easy way to do that is, like he said, to go on the verse and explain it, or put in your own words. But you got to know what the words are that are there, what they mean. So when we talk about the word vain coming up, what's the best one that we go with? When we say, or when we see vain in the scripture, we say something vain.
Right.
So you're doing it for nothing? It's not going to benefit you.
Well, you get the idea of what that precept is saying. I'm asking the word itself, vain.
One thing is doing it right. Doing it right.
I know what the I know what it means when you said don't take the word in
Knowing the word vain itself will give you the best talking, right? And so do not take the name of the Lord in vain. What were you saying for that?
doing it the right way.
Right, when you say doing it the right way, that's what it's supposed to be. But once again, the word thing.
But doing things out the way, not doing the way it's supposed to be done.
You never give me the word thing itself. You give me the meaning of the verse.
I do like
Okay. Just make sure you put this in your notes. Something is vain just means it's unprofitable or worthless. It means worthless or unprofitable.
Kahan. So one good thing that we got to do when we read the verse, any word that we don't understand, we got to write it down. Write the words down. Even if you don't check it out, write that in there. After the class or after the service, make it a homework that you find out what those words means in the dictionary. So that will help us put together what you go back and read it, then you put the words together. So one word can throw you off in the whole verse. All right. So that was that's Isaiah 1 in verse 13 again. It says, "Bring no more vain oblation. Incense is an abomination unto me." What is an abomination?
not doing things the right way.
He said it. Sin. Another word for sin, abomination. Not doing things the right way, but the word itself, we gotta, get into the exact meaning of what the word abomination means. It's a sin.
Okay.
Right.
Abomination is sin.
Right. Abomination, it's a sin. It's sin. It's sinful.
Speaks for itself. The word abomination speaks for itself.
Is an abomination.
Describe it. It becomes sin.
Right. And also, any word that you don't understand, write it down. Or even if you understand it, just for the sake of clarity, just double check it. And it clarifies, it says, in the new moon and the Sabbath, the calling of assemblies. So that's when we all come together, the calling of assemblies, right? It says, I cannot with it. It is iniquity. Even the solemn meetings. It used to be conducted. The members of the Israelite family wasn't in the right spirit. They wasn't in the right mind, but they would still do the service. Right? The service still be going on, but inside, the Most High saw inside and it wasn't right. All right? So we touch on the first thing what we do, blow the trumpet, and we touch on what the new moon is about, right? And we touch on the sacrifice that used to be done in the new moon, and we touch on the social aspect of it, not buying nor selling, right? So if we were in our kingdom, and it's something that we ought to practice, to get the stuff that we have to get for the new moon and the service before the day comes, right? It could be difficult. The stuff that we're gonna prepare, either we get it before the sun goes down, or we have the food there and prepare it during the new moon, so that we don't buy at the time when the new moon starts. All right, so it's be good practice to observe it, so that the buying and selling is not done. All right, so I'm gonna stop there, and I hope that we get a clear understanding as we keep coming in. Each new moon is gonna sink in, and again, when we read the scriptures, write down the words and find out what the word means so that you can get a clear understanding on the scriptures. All right? So you good with that?
Yeah.
So you understand better now what the new moon is about?
Yeah.
It marks a new month.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of a new month. Okay. All right. So with that, we're gonna say Happy New Moon and stay tuned for the closing prayer. And anybody, I did not interact with the conference line. Is everybody on the conference line okay? Any question? Any question? Any comments? Is everything clear? All right. So we're gonna go with the closing prayer. Barakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Asherah, Natananawa, Haya Gapan Tuara Aman, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh. English translation. Bless our Yahweh and enable us to sweet scent, savor. Thank you, so be it. I madu upon you are Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakushai, Shemai, Lanawa, Aita, Yamyan, Aita, Shalat, Micah Allah, Walalahaim, Matazudakim, Shemaiah, Barak, Wapa, Magun, Wakaziyat, Bunya, Yasha Allah, Washalak, Lanawa, Rabiam, Kakama, Rabiam, the Aif, Rabiam, Bayana, Rabiam, Sabalanwa, Rabiam, Amawan, Rabiam, Aqua, Rabiam, Ahabiam, Harbiam, Agana, Wakanaya, Wasalat, Ko, Katayim now, La'akim, Wayasha'ala, Tamyad, Wa'ayulam, Ba'asham, Yahushai, the water, Amen. English translation. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please listen to us now, right now. Send Michael and the righteous powers and angels to watch over, bless, heal, protect, and make strong the children of Israel, and send to us much wisdom, much knowledge, much understanding, much patience, much faith, much brotherhood, much love, much spiritual protection, and forgive us all our sins for the brothers and sisters in Israel. Most High, we beg you, sisters in Israel, always and forever, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Before corners prayer, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Barak Nawa, Oyasha Allah, Babafi Saparium, Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Allah Haynawa, Yahweh, Ahad. Stay blessing of the food. Yahweh, Agadol, Ba'asham, Arawanya, Yahushai, Abakushai, Barak, Marco, Yanawa, Shatai Yanawa, Shatai Yuaf, Shatai Yuaf Yanawa. Yeah. Shatai Yuaf, Yanawa, Yayan, Yanawa, Lakam, Yanawa, Shah, Ka, Rayanawa, Zakat, Shah, Hayurak, Kadash, Bahasham, Yahushai, the water, Amen. All right. Let us circle up. Shalom. Have a blessed feast of new moon and also Sabbath. Shalom. You want me to show the men of Israel? I'm Adwa. Wakwa. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakam. All right. Shakadash. Watch. Shakadash. Watch. Shakadash. Shakadash. Watch. That's it. All right. So we're gonna go to the eating part, right?
The feast.
The feast. Now what happened is he's tired because we're in a wrong spirit.
Right.
But if you're in the right spirit,
It's okay to do.
it's okay to do it.
Oh, okay.
Don't be in
As long as the spirit is good, you
Right.
come with
You come.
wholehearted.
Right.
Because Most High, he's up to you.
Yeah, good.
It's like, think about it like kids and adults. You got like a play you're doing, right? Like a sporting event, you're competing.
Yeah.
And you do your events, and your parents they're just going on their phone, or they're off somewhere looking somewhere else. You know, or you see them in the stands, instead of cheering you on in the stands like this.